Hi everyone, I welcome you all, and today we are going to discuss few of important topics from exam perspective. Those are we are going to be covered, and few little bit of contradictions or confusions are there. So exam perspective important topics are there, as well as they are not domain specific. So those are especially in level 3. So this session is very important for you. And in level 2, yes, you can go through, and for understanding part it's helpful, but those who have book the exam date, this is very important. Those miss our live session, so for this recorded session has been for you, and do pay your attention, and we are going to be discuss a few topics. So they are exam oriented and exam perspective, very important relevant quizzes. More than 20-25 questions we are going to be covered in this particular session, so you pay attention, and if you have any queries, then ping me one-on-one. So first topic, that is transmission security. So many times we are getting confused with the technical security. There is some in many questions. So this particular transmission security, it protects data during transmissions from interception, exploitations or manipulations. So to stop or to protect, we need to identify risk, apply controls, and monitor continuously, and update protocols will follow this sequence. And this particular questions, in which manner it's going to be asked: which of the following field involve defense against the interception of data communication and from microphones and transmitter wiretappers? So it's go for the not a technical security, it's a transmission security. Little bit of confusion is there. So it may be any to protect the data stealing. This is going to be used. Another second topic is inductive coupling. These few topics are not directly or part of physical security, but yes, ACE is having great interest in such questions. So inductive coupling, when two conductors are close to each other and changing current want to produce magnetic field, and they passing the data through, not to directly connected through magnetic field, they transfer their data to each others. Other activities like conjunctive junctioning, active measuring, and hardware connections are interconnected, in such which method wiretapping does not require physical connections to align. So here data is transferring, but physical connection is missing. So this particular gap is there. So because of a magnetical field, data is transferring. So inductive coupling, a little bit of Google search can also help you. Now intellectual property types, they are the simple topics, but at least 3 to 4 questions are going to become in final exam. Copyright, patent, trademark, and trade secret. Very simple topic, very simple, but we have to be very clear, because in the pressure of in final exam, sometimes the silly mistakes keeps us away from 1 or 2 marks. So copyright is basically your POA. If you gone through, you had a look. So on POA in bottom side, if you can read, there is a specifically mentioned copyright 2021. This is there. And this is basically for art, music, film, software, architecture, anything to protect. So it's a legal right granted to creators for original work to protect. Yes, violations are also in high, even if YouTube copyright check is also a mandatory part. So it may be art, music, film, software, architectures, and the particular owner had the exclusive right for use, and others need specifically permissions, or they may pay whatever the policy it is. So they should have the permissions, and it lasts for specific no specific years. It usually continue till lifetime and beyond later stage as well as. So this copyright, we need to be very careful, and it again depend upon nation to nation. Many of the organizations or many of the countries have tough rules and regulations on copyright violations. Patent, this is again very important. Exclusive right for granted to an innovator inventor for a new, useful and non-obvious inventions. It may be a product, it may be a process or technology. Again, product, process and technology can be there, and these inventor for it should be a new, you need not to be go and file the patent for anything. Time period maybe somewhere it's written the 17 years, somewhere is 20 years, so no issue on that part. Exam in CPP management prospective questions are going to be asked, so time frame is not an issue, but tentatively 20 years is a good time. But after expirations, others can freely use, and it's available in open forms. So patents are there, and once things are patented, so medicines and a lot many things are there. Third, that is trademark. Now this is world is full of identity, so this basic trademark protects brand name, logos, slogans and identity, goods and services. So this is basically distinguish between the different brand and a market, and to protect your identity, to make a legal protections. So by many examples, each of your organizations, whatever organizations we are working, so they have their logo, their taglines. So a few examples are there. So it may be a symbol, word, phrase, design or anything. So trademarks are there, so need not to be confused. Trademark, now this is the important, is the trade secret. So trade secrets are valuable, confidential business information that is protected as long as secrecy is maintained and required. We were very famous example of Coca-Cola, KFC, McD, Tesla's manufacturing, BMW engine, now AI tools, algorithms, and lot many examples are there. But there is no formal registrations, protections from the safeguard the informations. So there is a it doesn't need to, the owner can explain or have a appropriate behavior to protect their trade secret. Trade secrets may be anything. If they reveal and they patented to any of the organizations, it may be probability of revealing is there. So protection, it's a confidentiality measures should be there. It's totally depend upon the business and business owners. Business owners should take the reasonable steps to keep it secret. Violations and remedies also taken care appropriately. And it may be through the confidentiality agreements or non-disclosure agreements, or limited access can be provided. Label or secure document should be there. Physical or digital security or protections, or employee training, and all other aspects through we can protect our trade secrets. Now communication attacks. So there is a lot many communication, SQL and their family are also there. We are not going to be deep diving. And information security, yes, 14% weightage here, and these 4 communication attacks are very important. The social engineering, that hacking, malware and web attacks. So we will focus little bit of their general understanding, what exactly social engineering or the direct hacking. So the direct hacking and web attacks, they are I think very clear with their name. So we'll take the social engineering. You probably on day-to-day basis you are getting the calls, and the people are predicting, बिजली विभाग से बोल रहा हूँ, GST से बोल रहा हूँ, बैंक से बोल रहा हूँ. Many of the options are there, and few are the real, and maximum the fake calls. They want to try to take your ID, password or other informations. So the attackers involve tricking people to reveal confidential informations like passwords, and then they grant access to, they try to make fool, or they try to predict it someone else, and they are getting want to be take your login credentials. Direct hacking, attackers target the system by trying to break in either by logging through normal ways, or through stolen credentials by any other of the means. So the hacker finds a security flaw in a company's website and uses to enter the system without authorizations. Can be misused. Malware is very important in day-to-day life. We are digital world. We are in routine getting a lot of messages, links. Few are very important, and we cannot miss each and everything. But yes, these are harmful softwares that can be installed remotely on your computers, on hidden programs through the WhatsApp links, through your mail links or the message links, any of the festival or the new informations or new things in market, then you find lot many kind of informatory messages. नीले लिंक पे क्लिक कीजिए, आपके लिए गिफ्ट है, नीले लिंक पे क्लिक कीजिए, मैंने किस तरह की बधाई दी है. So don't fall in that. Few are real, but maximum are part of malware. So clicking on these links, we will be giving them access, and then rest will be taken care by the hackers. Web attacks. Attackers exploit part of websites or web applications that interact with the users to gain unauthorized access and causes damage. So these malware again, lot many types are there, but these four broader categories in social media attack, social networking attacks. So they harm us, but in exam that is going to be asked a little bit of a tricky language. Such kind of questions, up to 4 to 5 questions are going to be asked. So which of the following pair of attacks are described in the theft of login credentials through deception and manipulation? So in such kind of questions, we have to read between the lines. Login credentials through deception or manipulation in order to remote. So first thing, this is social engineering. Through social engineering, वो छुप के या अपनी पहचान छुपा के मैनिपुलेट करके आपका इंफॉर्मेशन या लॉगिन क्रेडेंशियल्स ले रहा है. नाउ विल गो फॉर द सेकंड पार्ट ऑफ द क्विज, दैट इज install remote access and monitoring software on your device. This will be done through the malware. So in whatever the options has been provided to you, out of these we have to select the malware, and social engineering will be the correct answer. So in such questions, very few questions are there, so in that we have to read in between the lines as well. Although we are practicing a lot of questions, so in later stage little bit of gravity will be increased. And now the functional testing. So functional testing, basically it's again depend upon what kind of industry we are working, in which organizations we are working, and what we are asking. So it may be any procedure or electronic items. So functional testing is a type of testing which seeks to establish whether each application feature works as per our requirement. It may again vary or depends upon our requirements. There is a simple example of a boom barrier. If we are working in a industrial setup where the vehicular movement is little bit less, and we want to stop a vehicle at main gate, so we need a boom barrier that can go down in 15 seconds and go up in 15 seconds. Meanwhile, in 30 seconds is good enough to stop the vehicle, and we can have a frisk, or we check our outer view very quickly. So of our specific requirement, we need a particular boom barrier that goes in 50 seconds down and 50 seconds up. So these functional testing, the company is same, they install the particular boom barrier, and now it's working fine for us. But same functionality will not works in a toll booth. On national highway, there is a vehicular flow is very high. If such kind of boom barrier is installed there, then that's useless, because there is a number of vehicles are there, so they need a boom barrier, so go in seconds up and down. So functional testing, verify that security system, control or procedure perform their required functions appropriately or not before installing. Apart from these functional tests, so security system testings are also part of it. We need to pay attention. Functional testing, yes, we are discussing. Performance testing, after installations, how is they are performing, and operational readiness testing. They are the few tests we are going to be. Now, this particular topic, unity of command. Unity of command is very important and very interesting because ASIS is the industrial security perspective, and business is the core criteria here. If we have a clear communication, no confusion, so business priority and profit is the priority. So unity of command help us. If there should be a one boss, instruction should become through single party or single boss, so we have no contradictions or any kind of clutter in between the process. So unity of command is a management principle starting that employee should report only to one boss or one superior. If uh, apart from one boss, if there is a two or more dimensions are there and they are getting the information from two different person or two different supervisors, and if information is contradictions, if guard asks, if security person asks for a particular vehicle, the movement should be allowed or not, one say yes and another say no, then process will be suffer, operations will be hampered, and the people will be confused. In that scenario, if unity of commands are there, if a single people is there, then he will responsible and probably informations will be not dilute in between. So for the operation part as well as the individual part, these unity of command matters a lot, and it should be there. If unity of command is missing, then definitely operational hinderings are very high. So supervisor should be single, and a clear reporting line should be appropriately, and order maintenance or the instruction should be appropriately. So in CPP or in organization specifically, unity of commands are important. Second term comes the span of control. Span of control, very important. Little bit of confusion is there. If both of the terms comes together in final exam in one go, then so span of control, the unity of command goes upwards. आपके reporting top पे होनी चाहिए. Span of control goes downwards. आपके नीचे कितने लोगों को monitor सही से कर पा रहे हैं. If this is a wide span of control, if numbers are huge, then monitoring is not appropriately, and we will appropriate efforts will be not there, and who is performing what not appropriately monitored. But in span of control, how many people you can monitor thoroughly? Up to 10 people. If or 10 staff of 10 person is reporting to you, then you can manage effectively, you can monitor effectively. Such indirect questions are going to be asked. If a competent officer is there, rule and regulations and SOPs are appropriately there, but he is not able to perform well, what could be the reason? The span of control or unity of command? If the gentleman or officer is the appropriately qualified and well, then such probably the manpower issue is there, or he may be handling the lot of people. So in such kind of questions we have to read in between the line. So span of control, we need to take care. Up to 10 people can be monitored physically and with the digital supports or the CCTV and all electronic devices. Up to 100 people we can manage appropriately. Numbers will not going to ask. Theory will ask. The concept will going to be asked. So the benefit of span of control, you can ideally monitor people, you can train them, you can get appropriate reports, and this is very helpful for the organizations as well as the individuals. Third, now whenever we are going to be install any kind of countermeasures, so this particular slides have at least 8 marks. Either we score 0 or we are going to be score 8 marks. So one thing, so whenever we are going to be have any kind of a manpower agency or infrastructure support or any of the countermeasures, in that scenario we have to convince the management, and management will be convinced. Security professionals can most effectively convince management by the need of security and quantify and prioritizing the loss potential and strategic planning. So here the key catchwords are the loss potentials. We have to convince management. The first thing, quantifying and prioritizing. So we need to quantify things and prioritizing things through our risk, threat, or then the core point is loss potentials. If we can consider, if we can make understand the management ki that much of because of these risk, how much loss you are going to be face in a particular time period. It may be month, year, or the financial year, or whatever it is. So by after quantifying advertising, if we can convince them that much of a loss is there, if you are not giving us support, not giving us the particular manpower, not giving us the infrastructure or any countermeasures, then we can occur or we have to accept that particular loss. So loss calculations have to be conveyed to management appropriately in all of the security infrastructure. Apart from one thing, that is intelligence or vigilance. Intelligence or vigilance unit. If we are going to be set up a vigilance cell, if we are going in investigation domain, now in all 6 domains we have to focus on loss part. If we can calculate loss and we predict towards the management कि इतना loss होगा भैया, ये हमको manpower नहीं दी, ये infrastructure नहीं दिया, ये technology नहीं दी, management will do. But if we are going to set up any investigation unit or the vigilance cell, in that scenario we have to predict or we have to tell them the recovery benefits. Recovery benefits कि हम आपको अगर if you are giving us a in particular investigation unit only, तो वहाँ हम प्रॉफिट दिखाएंगे, अदरवाइज रिकवरी बेनिफिट. रिकवरी बेनिफिट्स कितना होगा, मंथली हम आपकी इतनी चोरियाँ पकड़ के दे देंगे, और it should be in dollars or the money, monetary parts. So apart from investigation unit or vigilance cell or investigation related any activity, everything should be loss potential should be correlated with all other domain, investigation domain or investigation units related recovery of benefit. It should be very clear because both of the questions comes in final exams, और वहाँ हम रिस्क नहीं ले पाते, हम either तो we will choose in both loss potentials or the gain potential. So I think it's clear. Now one more term comes, that is alternate designation. So in crisis management, alternate designation, those are working in the industrial setup, they are well aware about this particular term. So backup in absence. So when developing an emergency management structure, the concept of ensuring a backup is available for each member emergency management team is known as a alternate designation. It may be by name or by position. If for example 2 incidents parallelly took place, same on both of the locations happens, then both will be engaged here or may be trapped. In such scenario, the alternate person will be approached or reach there. If there is a fire incident in fire office itself, then firefighting we have to choose or we have to opt the other mutual aid associations or they use the other offices. So alternate designations basically used in the crisis management for this particular for backup plan specifically. 2 terms many times comes, one is the authentication and second is authorization. Very important. So authorization comes first, the process of verifying the identity of user, device or entity to ensure they are who they can claim be. So this is the first step, confirm the identity before gaining the access. So authentication is the first step, and basically information security, username and password is part of authentications, and at gate in physical security, because this is a part of both of the domain, info security as well the physical security. So in physical security, we are checking the ID card and biometric scan, whatever is available. So they are the authentication part. Authorization part, the process of determining what an authenticated user, device, entity is allowed to do or access. उसकी हद कहाँ तक है, उसको rights कहाँ तक दिए जाएंगे. So authentication depend on person, who are you? So this is a grant and restrict permission based on identity or role. So after logging, so logging is done in authentication based. If you are authentication हो रखा है तो appropriately fine. Now किस तरह का एक्सेस मिलेगा? इफ़ यू आर HR मैन तो आपको HR एक्सेस मिलेगा, इफ़ यू आर IT मैन तो IT का मिलेगा, लॉजिस्टिक के हो लॉजिस्टिक का एक्सेस मिलेगा, इफ़ ए सिक्योरिटी मैन तो सिक्योरिटी का एक्सेस मिलेगा. सो ऑथराइजेशन डिपेंड अपॉन योर रोल, हु यू आर. एंड इन फिजिकल एस्पेक्ट्स किस फ्लोर पे जाएंगे. इफ़ यू आर विजिटर तो आपको लॉबी का या फिर विजिटर एक्सेस एरिया है वहीं तक का एक्सेस मिलेगा. इफ़ यू आर ए प्लांट पर्सनल तो आपको प्लांट कंट्रोल रूम तक का मिलेगा. access will be there. So these are steps. Authentication and authorization very frequently are going to be asked, and sometimes the little bit of language may be changed. Which of the following can be used to authenticate an authorized computer access? So in that scenario, they put such kind of options: who a person knows, what a person has, and what I insert, what a person has, transfer is. So in that scenario, we first know this is the first step, this is the second step, and what a person has, ID, passwords. What a person knows, he knows the passwords as well, and who a person is, and depending upon who the access will be granted. So such questions need to be read in between the line as well. 5 avenues, very important, very important. Although we have a different session on risk assessment, and in later stage in level 3, you got our risk notes specifically. Those notes, do contact your respective mentors and get it collect, and definitely do read before final exam. So these 5 avenues, the avoidance, transfer, spreading, and reduction, the acceptance, they are very simple. Little bit of detailing or clarity should be there to understand in a better way. So first, avoidance, नाम से ही विदित है. The strategies of involved in eliminating the activities of exposure that could lead to risk. So in such we are going to be avoid handling cache site, eliminated theft risk, or any other. If there is a war zone, then we are avoid our any of the new unit, new inaugurations, or any kind of visit. Risk transfer, very important. Responsibility of risk shifted to another party. Risk will remain same, but example, many of you know the well, that is insurance with the insurance companies. Risk will remain same. We are transferring the risk to next party. Spreading part. So if you can remember, in 20 years back, people are traveling in the public transport, and they're keeping their money in 2-3 locations. They're in the inner pockets, the side pockets, in their carrying bags. So in case if something is lost, then something will remain. So spreading risk spreading means distributing risk across multiple avenues. So in single loss or in single event, we are not going to be lost each and everything. So storing inventory in multiple warehouses and all. And the fourth one, risk reductions, important. And most of security countermeasures works on that reductions. We are trying to reduce the risk after alongside the putting countermeasures. So this involves taking a proactive step to decrease the likelihood or impact of particular risk. Either will after putting countermeasures, so installing examples are many examples are there, and entire security moves around this risk reduction part. And फिफ्थ इज कुछ भी हो जाए, ये तो एक्सेप्ट, ये तो काम करना ही पड़ेगा, चलना ही पड़ेगा. जुकाम लग गई तो ऑफिस जाना है कि नहीं जाना होगा. यस, नो डाउट, जुकाम इज अ रिस्क. इट सीवियर कोरोना, बट जब था उस टाइम पे कोरोना वॉज पार्ट ऑफ अवॉइडेंस. नाउ डेज इन 2020 इट वॉज अवॉइडेंस कैटेगरी. दिस इज अ सिंपल जुकाम, बट नाउ इट्स अ एक्सेप्टेंस मोड. जुकाम है तो आपको CL SL भी नहीं मिलेगा, आपको आना पड़ेगा. So acceptance in categories like rain, the earthquakes, or small things that cannot be avoided. So in that category, they are going to become. Now which management strategy we have to choose? It's totally depend upon your risk assessment. So if gravity is high, impact is high, then we can go for avoidance, transfer, spreading, reduction, or acceptance. It's totally depend upon our entire risk assessment and our priorities. So all avenues are there. We have to be very clear. Little bit of difference और कभी थोड़ा सा confusion हो जाता है spreading और transfer में. So be very clear and do read again if we have some issues. There is sometimes a layman questions going to be asked. Full proof security कैसे provide करवा दोगे? So there is no hard and fast answer for such questions, but yes, in our POA, if 3 aspects can be provided, For a comprehensive security program, a physical security, the manpower and the infrastructure, procedural security, the SOPs, and electronic security, technology-based system. If these three aspects can be provided, then we can, with the combination of all three, we can provide an optimum consistent optimum security program to any of the organizations or assets. So the greatest protections to corporate assets occur when appropriate mix of physical, procedural and electronic security measures in a place relations to asset being protected. Now defense in depth. More than 3 to 4 questions this particular term is going to be used. Very popular, very important, and one of the favorite from AC's perspective. So layered security strategy that use multiple independent protective measures. So if one fails, there still protection should be there. So this particular purpose to delay, detect and respond to threat, and the combination of the physical security, technical, administrative measure or detection, response, it may be anything. So adversary directly आपके assets तक ना पहुँच पाए. For that, multi layers are there. If they penetrate the gate, particular gates can penetrate, then ERT, QRT, your dogs, your speed breakers, your then gate security, then again doors, then access control, then password. So multiple before they reach towards your assets, they have to penetrate multiple steps are there, multiple layers are there. That is called defense in depth. Alongside, for your information, you need to understand the balance protection, and drop in your respective group, what is balance protection. All hazard approach, few activities. So किसी भी तरह की दुर्घटना हो, वहाँ पे वो particular activities we are going to be conduct. So like evacuation, if there is a fire call, if there is a actual call, there is a gas leakage, there is an earthquake, so we will move for that. The earthquake, sometimes while attempting exam, we have to attempt 225 questions in one go. तो 200 questions होने के बाद में थोड़ा हाइबरनेशन में चला जाता है दिमाग, दिखता कुछ और पढ़ता कुछ. So practice needs a lot. In such situations we have to read thoroughly. इस तरह के sentences आ जाते हैं. In the event of earthquake, seeking inside shelter immediately. It means आप बाहर हो, आपको अंदर बुलाया जा रहा है. No. If we are in high-rise building, we'll go for the duck cover hold. Or if we are in normal not in high-rise buildings, in that scenario we have to run outside. Then we go outside in safer side. There should not be some building or other infrastructure. Rather than alongside, some catchy informations will be given to you. Close the windows, switch off the lights, or call the panic button alarm. No, पहले खुद बचो, उसके बाद में बचाएंगे. So in such types, just read in between lines. And in earthquakes, before activities are there, and during activities and after event activities are there. Now from investigation part and collecting evidence, we need to pay specific attention to handling these particular evidence. And in bullet, there is a term called tweezer. जो नहीं समझ रहे तो चिमटी जिन्होंने देखा होगा. So we have to collect these bullets through these tweezers, and we have to protect particular these all evidence appropriately, because ये groove होती है जो गन के अंदर का ऐसा, तो उसका जिस पर्टिकुलर बुलेट का कौन से वेपन से निकला हुआ है, तो उसके निशान उसके ऊपर आ जाते हैं राइफलिंग मार्क्स पे. सो आपको संभाल के रखना है. बता दिया कि पर्टिकुलर एविडेंस मिला, इसको संभाल के रखना. उसको इतना चमका के आप टकाटक करके नहीं रख देना कि उसके सारे मार्क्स मिट गए और पता नहीं है. In that scenario, we have to avoid rifling marks, use gloves, handle with the base sides or where the marks are not there, and secure in particular containers. So we have to follow. And alongside this, there is one term, chain of custody, very important. This chain of custody, this is very important. This basically the evidence is the documented or chronological process that track to custody, control, transfer, analysis and disposition of physical or electronic devices from moment it is collected. जब कोर्ट में केस जा रहा है, जज के पास में पहुंच गए, इफ इन योर चेन ऑफ कस्टडी पीपल आर ह्यूज, it goes from 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 people in handling, then probability of mishandling is high. And in same category the evidence की credibility भी कम होती है. कभी कभी चाकू से हत्या होती है और 6-7 साल के बाद में या पर्टिकुलर कुछ मल्टीपल एजेंसीज आर इन्वॉल्व, तो अदालत तक पहुँचते पहुँचते चाकू की जगह तलवार हो जाता है. सो सच टू अवॉइड दीज थिंग्स चैन ऑफ कस्टडी शुड बी clear and less people should be involved, as well as everything should be positions to handle as documented integrity and ensures admissibility. Everything should be clear and fine for appropriate weightage of our collected evidence. Hot side, as we discussed, avenue of risk, so make spreading risk avoid spreading. So these hot sites stand by alternate site, duplicate hardware or operating softwares are there. So with these things we are going to be run our operations smoothly. In bomb threat incident management, there is a lot of hoax calls are there, false call are there. In such scenario, evacuation is not the first part, or every time we are not going to be evacuate, but evacuation call will be taken by the management. Search, it's a little bit of controversies are there. Sometimes local police are supporting us, some are not supporting, but this is the rule. If the familiar person can help them, the experts to evacuation, or not in evacuation, sorry, for searches, the familiar, the building supervisors or your building wardens or floor wardens, they can provide, they have the better understanding to save time and save energy in between. So in searches will be conducted with the help of the person who is the familiar, although in practical life sometimes it never happens, so no worry on that part. We have to follow lines through book. Few catchy, attractive, or in day-to-day life we are practicing, their things are also going to be asked. And here, in the process of conducting a security survey of security, audit, meaningful factual security audit, meaningful factual objective work, consistent measuring results against. तो यहाँ पे these all activities, the previous audit results, बड़ा ही कैची सा लगेगा यार, इसको तो मिस नहीं कर सकते. पास्ट प्रैक्टिस क्या हो रही थी हम उसी को फॉलो करेंगे, कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है. एंड द सिक्योरिटी प्रोफेशनल्स नॉलेज, इट मे वेरी, सो वी हैव टू फॉलो what is correct, not easy. So whatever the acceptable security standards are there for specific, अगर कोई specific audit है तो उसके regarding में, और या फिर कोई दूसरा objective हो रहा है, so acceptable security standards को follow करेंगे rather than easy और acceptable standards जो पहले टाइम से चलते आ रहे हैं हम उनको कंटिन्यू नहीं करेंगे. बॉम्ब काफ़ी सारे ऑप्शंस हैं, काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस में आपको थोड़ा सा अलग अलग आंसर्स मिल सकते हैं, तो नो वरी ऑन दैट पार्ट. बम के लिए हम इन्हीं दो ऑप्शंस को चूज़ करेंगे जो POA के हिसाब से चलेंगे. द फर्स्ट इज़ द फ्रेगमेंटेशन, बिकॉज बॉम्ब इज़ अ ह्यूज सब्जेक्ट, but in ACIS CPP it's only 2-liner syllabus part it is, so we'll focus on that only. So you go with the fragmentation bombs and the fire bombs. So this is basically blast based things will be go there, and their core target is the fire. So यहाँ पे पक्का आपको काफ़ी बार हल्के फुल्के नाम चेंजेस आ जाएंगे, किसी क्वेश्चन में दूसरे आंसर देंगे. That's because इन ACIS many of the questions has been retired, और वो थोड़ा सिस्टम बेस्ड चेक होता है, और उसकी एग्जाम पैटर्न will communicate you in live session. That would be better approach for our BSK-W specifically aspirants, कि किस तरह से इनके आंसर्स चेंज होते हैं और ये पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चंस क्यों बार चेंज हो जाते हैं इन केस इफ़ यू आर फेसिंग. So we will discuss in later stage. Now you can go with these two categories. अगले 2 साल तक तो हम जा सकते हैं. Sensors, in physical security there are a lot of sensors, but you focus on the microwave sensors, the PIR sensor and capacitor sensor. These three, and although we have a separate session for this all sensors, so that either you join in live classes or I will share the recorded link as well. Whenever there is a heat, there is a temperature, daytime, night time, direct या indirect sense देता है कि sensor आएगा, which sensor is going to be used. In that scenario, if there is a heat related, temperature related activities or points are there, so we are going to be choose the PIR sensor. This is 3 questions there. One is the ROI. ROI can be measured. ROI 2-3 तरीके से, return of investment can be measured. टाइम कितना बचत, टाइम सेव्ड, इम्प्रूव एफिशिएंसी, रिड्यूस मैन पावर, रिड्यूस लॉसेस, लोअर लाइबिलिटी, इंश्योरेंस और रिड्यूस लॉसेस, लोअर लाइबिलिटी और रिड्यूस द इंश्योरेंस पेमेंट, greater customer satisfaction. If any of things are there, it can be considered in ROI. Here, one thing, reduced manpower. So reduced manpower is it doesn't direct mean कि आदमी को हटा दो और आपका return of investment मिल जाएगा. We can use this manpower in somewhere else. If there is a manual gate or 2 people are required, but if your remote control based gate is used, so we have put a lot of money for this particular automatic gate. So one man can handle and another manpower or another guard can be used in somewhere, some other activities. So the reduced manpower is also part of ROI, return of investment. Security program, security awareness program, traffic awareness program, vigilance week, terrorism related activities, or any of the security awareness program, always judged by the senior management. Senior management का cost benefits are commensurate with the cost. उनको तो वो देखता है फ़ायदा भैया उतना होगा कि नहीं, हमारी आपकी cost कहीं ज़्यादा तो नहीं आ रही है. So the benefits are commensurate with the cost in security awareness programs. Brute force attacks are absolutely I think clear. वो आपके एक बार एक्सेस मिल जाता है तो they will try each and every way. आपके सारे डेट ऑफ बर्थ सभी तरह के नाम, आपके कुत्ते का नाम और आपके बिल्ली का नाम सब ट्राई करके एवरी पॉसिबल combinations they'll try to be insert or SETA. Yes, this is again many of POs not cover this particular thing. So SETA is a program that designed to reduce the incident of accidental security breaches. So इसको थोड़ा सा हम मगअप कर लेंगे, रट लेंगे. So this security education training and awareness program is going to be used for reduce the incident of accidental security breaches. So we will cover embezzlement, very important, very important, embezzlement and defalcation. So ये गबन जब भी embezzlement देखेंगे हम करेंगे इसके लिए तो साथ में only one thing कि defalcation is only relevant or related with the cash. Only cash is in defalcation or in embezzlement कुछ भी रहेगा जिस भी मुद्दे के साथ में आप जुड़े हुए हो. तो ये कैश का भी हो सकता है, नॉन कैश भी हो सकता है. जिस भी चीज़ में डील कर रहे हो उसकी किसी भी तरह का गबन अपने पर्सनल यूज़ के लिए यूज़ कर रहे हैं तो जाएंगे. नाउ विल कम ऑन परफेक्ट cost of goods sold. Those are not from commerce background, थोड़ा सा लग सकता है. So the cost of goods sold refers to the direct cost of producing the goods sold by a company. So they comes in the category of expenses. This comes in the category of expenses. You can mug up. Now false positive and false negative, very important topic, very important and very powerful topic. Same 8 marks on your screen. We have to be understand the concept false positive and false negative. अगेन टाइप 1 एंड टाइप 2 एरर कैटेगरी में आएगा. सो दैट कम्स इन आवर एक्सेस कंट्रोल पार्ट और इन रूटीन. यहाँ एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल लेते हैं ड्रिंक एंड ड्राइव का. इफ़ समवन, और फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने ड्रिंक नहीं की है, मैं कहीं से शाम के टाइम पे निकल रहा हूँ. पुलिस टीम ने ब्रेथ एल्कोहल एनालाइजर टेस्ट के दौरान टेस्ट करते हैं और उनके पास में रीडिंग आ जाती है. मशीन इज़ फॉल्टी, वहाँ पे रीडिंग दे देता है इट्स 50, 60, 70 वॉट एवर इट इज़. ऑल्दो आई नो मैंने नहीं किया, पुलिस वाला भी जान रहा, बट रिपोर्ट सेज यस. सो इन दैट सिनेरियो इफ देयर इज अ जेन्युइन थिंग्स आर देयर, नॉर्मल रिपोर्ट्स हैं तो वो तो इस कैटेगरी में आएगी नहीं. फॉल्स रिपोर्ट्स आर देयर, नाउ विल कम ऑन द सेकेंड फेज. फॉल्स रिपोर्ट तो है, फॉल्स में क्या आ रहा है. इफ फॉल्स शोज इट्स अ पॉजिटिव. इफ उसमें रिकॉर्ड्स दिखा रहा है तो इट्स अ फॉल्स पॉजिटिव. मैंने नहीं पी है, इट्स अ फॉल्स पार्ट. नाउ रिपोर्ट शोज रीडिंग इज 70, रिपोर्ट शोज इट्स 80. सो record comes in a positive, it's a positive. Here false is there, this man is not pregnant, false report is there, but report says positive. In second, if I'm drunk, I'm full, I'm toned, and again breath alcohol analyzer test is there, I am not able to just look where's the machine, and I blow air and the reading shows 0 negative, there is no alcohol contents are there. In that scenario report is false, no doubt. Second part, it's a negative, it's showing negative. If these are general or normal reports are there तो उनका मुद्दा ही नहीं है. गलत रिपोर्ट है, फॉल्स रिपोर्ट है, बट रिपोर्ट में क्या दिखाया जा रहा है, बॉटम ऑफ द लाइन क्या है. इफ दे से यस तो फॉल्स पॉजिटिव है, इफ दे से नो तो नेगेटिव है, फॉल्स नेगेटिव मानी जाएगी. इस पर थोड़ा सा बिकॉज क्विज में आएगा और ये कंफ्यूज क्रिएट करता, काफ़ी एस्पिरेंट्स को इशू क्रिएट कर देता. सो यू सिट डाउन, यू राइट इट डाउन, और इस पर बिल्कुल क्लैरिटी आनी चाहिए. वी शुड बी ऑल इन ऑल सेम प्लेटफॉर्म फॉर दिस, बिकॉज बोथ ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस आर गोइंग टू बिकम. इतना रिस्क लेने की क्षमता नहीं है कि आप दोनों में फॉल्स नेगेटिव करके आओगे. नहीं, एक को फॉल्स नेगेटिव कर दिया, दूसरा फॉल्स पॉजिटिव करोगे, एंड वहाँ पे आइदर वी आर स्कोरिंग द 8 और या तो फिर 8 मार्क्स आएंगे हमको, या फिर इट्स अ 0 को. सो विल ट्राई टू हिट इट, विल गेट इट क्लियर. सो फॉल्स रिपोर्ट्स आर देयर. रिपोर्ट क्या आ रहा है आपका, पॉजिटिव आ रहा है कि रिपोर्ट्स, फाइनल रिपोर्ट्स क्या रहेगी, डिपेंड करेगा उस पर. नाउ इन सिक्योरिटी परस्पेक्टिव टाइप 1 एरर और फॉल्स पॉजिटिव. This false positive, it's basically a false alarm. The security system or a person think there is a threat, but actually it's harmless, कोई issue नहीं है. ये false positive में harmless है. Second false negative, there is a actual fire, it's a actual threat, but that is missed, वो issue हो जाता है. So type 2 error, missed the threat, no alert, it's a risky situation. फिजिकल सिक्योरिटी या फिजिकल पार्ट में, इफ़ यू आर एम्प्लॉय ऑफ योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, यू हैव ऑथराइज्ड कार्ड एंड योर टेक्सटाइल मशीन इज़ नॉट ग्रांटिंग यू द एक्सेस. आपने अपना आई कार्ड लगाया अपनी टेक्सटाइल मशीन पे, वो एक्सेस नहीं दे रहा है, देन इट कम्स इन, आपको आप ही की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जाने से रोक रहे हैं. फॉल्स तो है, नेगेटिव, फॉल्स नेगेटिव, वो फॉल्स नेगेटिव में आएगा. एंड इट्स अ रिस्की, सही आदमी अंदर नहीं जा पाएगा. वाइस वर्सा, एनी विजिटर इज कैरिंग आउट सेम एनी स्मार्ट कार्ड और इट मे बी ATM कार्ड, और वो आपके टेक्सटाइल पे लगाता है, मशीन ख़राब है, वॉट एवर द रीजन, और उसको एक्सेस दे देता है. इट्स अ फॉल्स रिपोर्ट बट गिवन द एक्सेस. सो दिस टाइप 1 एंड टाइप 2 एरर, दे आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, नीड टू बी क्लियर. थोड़ा सा टाइम देके इनको गो इन डिटेल अंडरस्टैंड. ड्रग्स वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू कवर डिटेल, although in our final notes we have covered what are the important drug related quizzes, or in detail questions are not going to be asked. Drug policy is important, segment is important, drugs में इतने schedule वगैरह है, तो we are not going to be focus on that so much. ड्रग पॉलिसी, ड्रग्स का बिहेवियर, ड्रग्स का यूज़, ड्रग्स का अब्यूज़, उन पे देखना है। ड्रग्स का यूज़ करेंगे जो एम्प्लॉयड हैं वो बढ़िया से जाएंगे, पिएंगे, आराम करेंगे, पेइंग द टैक्सेस। अब्यूज़ करेंगे जो अनएम्प्लॉयड है, एज पर बुक, जो बुक बोलती है। सो अब्यूज़ दोज आर अनएम्प्लॉयड, वो पिएंगे, सोसाइटी के लिए खतरा है। बाइक वाइक को इधर बिठाएंगे, कोई चेन वेन छीनेंगे। सो दे आर अब्यूजिंग दैट ड्रग्स एंड यूजर्स आर द एम्प्लॉयड। नाउ देयर इज वन टर्म कम्स द डिपेंडेंस। जब आपके ड्रग्स आपके नसों में इस हद तक चला गया कि आप अपनी नॉर्मल एक्टिविटीज़ नहीं कर पाते हो, व्हेन यू आर नॉट एबल टू मेक नॉर्मल एक्टिविटीज़ विदाउट ड्रग्स, बिना पोस्त, डोडा या फिर भांग, जिस भी तरह के जो भी ड्रग्स हैं, नाम भी नहीं पता पूरे, उनका यूज़ करने के बिना आप प्रॉपर गाड़ी नहीं चला पा रहे हो। तकरीबन काफ़ी ड्राइवर्स में ये इशू पाया जाता है कि जब तक उनको पास में वो अबनॉर्मल सिचुएशन होते हैं, जिसको कुछ किसी भी तरह का कंटेंट लेंगे या ड्रग्स लेंगे, तो फिर वो नॉर्मल सिचुएशंस में आते हैं, दे कैन परफॉर्म बेटर। दिस सिचुएशन कॉल्ड अ डिपेंडेंस। आपकी बॉडी आपके ड्रग्स की डिपेंडेंसी, उसके बिना नॉर्मल मोड पे आएगी नहीं। कार्विंग, दे नीड मोर थिंग्स, लूज ऑफ कंट्रोल, इट्स हैपन्स एवरीवन। फिजिकल डिपेंडेंस इज द सेम डिपेंडेंस एंड टॉलरेंस। पहले आप पर्टिकुलर क्वांटिटी पे आपको डिज़ायर इफेक्ट मिलता था, नाउ यू नीड मोर पैक्स टू गेट द डिज़ायर। ड्रग टेस्ट प्री असेसमेंट, प्री एम्प्लॉयमेंट, ड्यूरिंग एम्प्लॉयमेंट, कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी नीड टू मेंटेन। ड्रग टेस्ट में हमको कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी मेंटेन करके रखनी रहेगी उन चीज़ की। सो दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट। डिसिप्लिनरी एक्शंस विल ऑलवेज टेकन बाय द HR team, but two things need to be taken care. It should be sensitively. छोटे से इशू के लिए किसी को फांसी पे नहीं दे देना है। कोई रात्रिकालीन ड्यूटी में कोई गार्ड सोता हुआ मिल रहा तो हम उसको तुरंत एक पहली बार में नौकरी से नहीं निकालेंगे। और दूसरा, उसने बहुत बड़ा ब्लेंडर कर दिया और बड़े अच्छे खासे फ्रॉड और थेफ्ट में इन्वॉल्व है और हम उसको नॉर्मल वार्निंग देके छोड़ रहे हैं, सारा सिस्टम बिगड़ जाएगा। सो सेंसिटिविटी एज वेल एज ईच मैटर शुड बी हैंडल वेरी केयरफुल प्रॉम्प्टली। अगर आपने एक्शंस नहीं लिया है, ग्रेविटी हाई ग्रेविटी एक्टिविटीज़ पे एक्शन नहीं लिया है, तो आपका पूरा स्ट्रक्चर इम्पैक्ट करेगा। एंड अगर आपने उनको लाइटली लेके छोड़ दिया है तो भी इम्पैक्ट करेगा। सो दीज डिसिप्लिनरी एक्शंस सेंसिटिवली और बहुत ही केयरफुली हैंडल करने होंगे। HR विल टेक कॉल। इंटरव्यू की लोकेशन, इंटरव्यू का सिटिंग प्लान जो इंटरव्यू लेगा वो डिसाइड करेगा। सबसे पहले इंटरव्यू उनका लेंगे दोज पीपल आर नॉट अवेलेबल, जो किसी आइदर तो प्लान या शेड्यूल मीटिंग के लिए जा रहे हैं या फिर कोई विजिटर आया है, थर्ड पार्टी आया है, जो अवेलेबल नहीं होंगे लेटर स्टेज, उनका सबसे पहले इंटरव्यू लेंगे। सबसे बाद में हम उसका इंटरव्यू लेंगे जिसको गिरफ्तार करना है या सस्पेक्ट है, उनको सबसे लास्ट में लेगा। एक सिनेरियो ऐसा आता है जहाँ केस बिल्कुल ओपन शट है, एवरीथिंग इज़ क्लियर, सब ने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया है, बंदे ने भी एक्सेप्ट कर लिया, सो वी विल नॉट गो फॉर द एंटायर प्रोसेस। उस सिनेरियो में हम जो फाइनल कल्पिट है उसका डायरेक्ट इंटरव्यू कर सकते हैं फर्स्ट स्टेज पे। दैट गोज इन PCI सेक्टर। CPP में आपको फर्स्ट पूछते हैं सबसे पहले किसका इंटरव्यू लेना है, दोज हु विल नॉट अवेलेबल लेटर, एंड लास्ट द लाइकली सस्पेक्ट। वी आर गोइंग टू बी मेक स्पेशल प्रोविजन फॉर द डिसेबल पर्सन। Mitigation and preparedness, slight difference is here, mitigation and preparedness. So एक पर्टिकुलर काफ़ी बार आपके पास में क्वेश्चंस में भी आता होगा। Mitigations can also be involved the education businesses and the public simple measures they can take, reduce loss and injuries, like fastening book shelves, water heaters and file cabinets to wall, keep them from falling. तो ये कभी कभी लगता है कि यार ये प्रिपेयर्डनेस है क्या, बट नहीं, ये प्रिपेयर्डनेस ना होके ये मिटिगेशन का पार्ट है। मिटिगेशन इज करेक्ट, विल गो फॉर द मिटिगेशन पार्ट। उसको गिरने से बचाने से पहले मिटिगेटिव अप्रोचेज लिए हैं। इफ़ एनी इन्फॉर्मेशन लॉस्ट, किसी भी तरह की इन्फॉर्मेशन लॉस हो जाती है, उसके 4 स्टेप्स रहेंगे इनिशियली। सो फर्स्ट वी आर गोइंग टू बी इन्वेस्टिगेट, देन विल गो फॉर द डैमेज असेसमेंट कि हमारा क्या क्या लॉस हुआ है। थर्ड विल गो फॉर द रिकवरी पार्ट, and fourth is follow up. So we'll go for the investigation, we'll go for damage assessment, we'll go for recovery, and we'll go for the follow up. They are the 4 steps if any information lost. Policies, information policy or drug policy, little bit of difference is there. So in that scenario इंफॉर्मेशन सिक्योरिटी की पॉलिसी बिल्कुल क्लियर होनी चाहिए, क्रिस्टल होनी चाहिए, सबके साथ में फेयरली शेयर्ड होनी चाहिए. अगर कहीं पे डाउनलोड नहीं हो रहा तो कहीं पे भी नहीं होना चाहिए. एंड ऑल रेलेवेंट पार्टी शुड बी इन्फोर्स विद फेयरनेस. बट ड्रग पॉलिसी इमीडिएटली इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं करेंगे, हम उसको बफर जोन देंगे उसको, एंड बफर जोन के साथ साथ में रिटर्न एक्नॉलेजमेंट भी रखेंगे हर एम्प्लॉय का और ऑल स्टेक होल्डर्स उनका रिटर्न एक्नॉलेजमेंट रखेंगे. या इफ़ योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हैज़ बीन चेंज्ड और इट्स अ लॉन्ग पेंडिंग केस, और वहाँ पे हमको कोर्ट का समन आ रखा है, कोर्ट के केसेस चल रहे हैं इन सिक्योरिटी प्रोफेशंस, वी मोस्ट ऑफ आर फेसिंग इन डे टू डे लाइफ. सो हेयर से और अपनी मेमोरी बेस्ड अप्रोच पे नहीं रुकना है. वी ऑलवेज रिव्यू आवर नोट्स, इंसिडेंट रिपोर्ट्स, इंश्योर द एक्यूरेसी, देन प्रोवाइड योर टेस्टिमनी इन फ्रंट ऑफ कोर्ट, रादर देन कि मेरे को इंसिडेंट याद है या फिर अरे यार उस दिन कैसा हुआ था मेरे को थोड़ा बता दे, टिक 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 वैसा. सो बेटर टू बी बिलीव. सो दैट्स वाई वी नीड टू बी मेंटेन ईच एंड एवरी लॉग अप्रोप्रिएटली एंड रेफर बिफोर गोइंग टू बी इन फ्रंट ऑफ कोर्ट. कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस, backbone of ASIS, all countermeasures in all kind of assessments, risk assessment, threat assessment, business assessments, and then we are suggesting any kind of countermeasures. वहाँ पे हम cost benefit analysis के अकॉर्डिंग ही countermeasures suggest करेंगे. हमारी other aspects we are going to be suggest accordingly. सो ऐसा नहीं है कि 50,000 रुपये का कोई पर्टिकुलर एसेट बचाने के लिए हमने लाखों की एसेट्स बता दिए या फिर काउंटर मेजर्स बता दिए. सो दिस एवरीथिंग नीड टू बी टेकन केयर. क्या क्या हमारी सॉल्यूशंस हो सकते हैं, क्वांटिफाई करने उनके रिस्क को, अदर उनका रिटर्न्स कितना है, डॉक्यूमेंटेड रिकॉर्ड्स के साथ में असेस करेंगे. सो कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस, ASIS किसी भी इलीगल एक्टिविटी को प्रमोट नहीं करता है. देन जो भी काउंटर मेजर्स होंगे वो हवा में नहीं करेंगे. आफ्टर अप्रोप्रिएट असेसमेंट्स और कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस का आस्पेक्ट आपके पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चंस में इनडायरेक्टली दिया जाएगा काफ़ी बार. अट्रैक्टिव कैची ऑप्शंस विल बी ऑल्सो गिवन टू यू, बट हम उसकी बजाय जो डायरेक्ट या इनडायरेक्ट क्वेश्चंस दे रहे हैं, इनडायरेक्ट ऑप्शंस देंगे, उन पे जाएंगे, एंड दैट विल बी कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस. So sometimes 1 or 2 example based questions are also given us. In that scenario we'll focus on these cost benefit analysis. Now this is all done for few of topics we have covered. Such kind of 3 or 4 more sessions we are going to be conduct. Those who are not able to join live will share the link to you. Now during preparation little bit of nervousness is part of process. So no issue on that part, you are on the right path. Just keep moving and keep noting your contradictions quizzes where you feel कि मेरे को इसमें confidence नहीं आ रहा है. No issue. Many of the retired questions are also part of it. Some questions we kept for understanding the concept, so they will be there. And what we have covered, they are the few of the observations from many of the aspirants are making mistakes. So we covered these particular topics, and few topics we have also covered. Those are in level 2. I again request, this is right time to fill your application. आप अपने ग्रुप एडमिन के सहायता से अपनी मेंबरशिप लीजिए, ASIS का मेंबरशिप ले लीजिए, दैट फिल योर एप्लीकेशन, एंड इट टेक्स 15 days टू गेट इट अप्रूव. अब अप्रूव होने के बाद में हम डेट चूज़ करते हैं एज पर योर असेसमेंट. वी आर मॉनिटरिंग ईच एंड एवरीथिंग. आप हर टेस्ट सबमिट करते हो, सबमिट करने के साथ 3 लोकेशंस पे चला जाता है. आपका अगला टेस्ट भी अकॉर्डिंगली प्रिपेयर हो रहा है. कुछ लोगों के कुछ एक टेस्ट आपको बिल्कुल सरप्राइजिंग टेस्ट आ रहे होंगे कि एकदम से स्कोर मेरा बढ़िया 70-75 चल रहा था, अचानक से ये क्या हुआ. सो नो इशू ऑन दैट पार्ट. थोड़ा ग्राउंड पे भी रखेंगे आपको. एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर पेशेंस. कीप मूविंग. लेवल 3 वाले आपका जिन्होंने डेट बुक कर लिया, आपको सेपरेट स्टडी प्लान शेयर कर दिया है. इफ़ यू मिस्ड, ping me again. Thank you so much. Thank you.